Hello students, how are you all doing? Hope you are enjoying at home and studying, and I hope you are all keeping yourself safe by washing your hands regularly. Now let us learn our favorite subject, math. So till last week, what did you learn? We learnt about division, right? What is division? Equal sharing of a number is called division, right? Suppose you had 2 cookies. You all like cookies. You have 2 cookies and you and your friend are playing. So what will you do? If you have to share this with your friend, you will give one to him and you will eat one, right? So this is equal sharing. You are dividing both the cookies for 2 people. 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Division is equal sharing. We all know this. We have learnt about division in the previous chapter. Suppose you have 2 cookies and you and your friend are there. What you will do? You will divide the 2 cookies among you both. So 2 divided by how many people are there? 2. That is equal to 2 divided by 2 is 1. We all know this, right? Suppose we have 4 cookies. What we will do? 4 cookies divided by how many friends are there? 2 friends. So divided by 2 is equal to, who will tell me that? You have to tell 2 tables, right? 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. So 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. Very good. So this is how we do division. That is, we equally share whatever we have among the members. But suppose you have only 1 cookie and there are 2 friends. What will you do? Will you eat the whole cookie yourself? I know you wouldn't do that. You are all good children. So how will you share this with your friend? Tell me. We can do it, right? We can break this into 2 equal parts. We can make them into halves. Let me show that to you. So, you will break it from the middle and make 2 equal parts. Your friend will get half and you will get the other half. So, what is this? This is 1 part of the whole biscuit. That is, this is the full biscuit. When you break it, then this becomes a part of the full cookie. From the whole or from the full, we are taking 1 part out. So this part, the parts which are taken from the whole are called, there is a special name for it, fraction. So tell me, what is fraction? Parts of a whole are called fractions. Okay, let me show you how you have to spell fractions. F-R-A-C-T-I-O-N, fraction. What is a fraction? Fraction tells us how many parts are taken from a whole. Let us take the same cookie example. Here we have 2 parts, right? 2 parts make a full cookie. Suppose you take 1 part out of it and you eat 1. Then how many parts have you taken out? You have taken out 1 part, and to make the full cookie, how many you need? You need 2 parts. So you have taken 1 from 2. 2 is the whole. 2 is the whole or the full. So 2 parts make a full cookie and you have taken 1 part from it. So the fraction, how you have to write? 1 part from 2 parts. And you put a small line between them. So what it becomes? 1 by 2. What it is? 1 by 2. We tell the fraction always like this. The part which you are taking out, that will come on the top, and everything together, what is making the whole? All the parts that will come in the bottom, and in between you will write a small line. So how we will read this? We will read it as 1 by 2. So what is 1 here? Tell me. 1 is the part which you have taken out. Yes? And what is 2? 2 is the total number of parts. We have 2 parts. The 2 parts together make a whole or full, and we have taken out 1 from that. That means you have eaten 1 by 2 of the cookie. Right? You have eaten 1 by 2 of the cookie, and you have given another 1 by 2 to your friend. That is, you have eaten 1 part of the 2 equal parts. Did you understand what is fraction now? So, fraction tells us how many parts are there from the whole. The parts taken out from a whole is called a fraction. Now, another challenge for you. You have only 1 cookie left out, but 3 more friends are coming. That means there are totally 4 friends. 4 of you have to share 1 cookie. How are you going to do that? Yes, we can break the cookie into 4 equal parts and share it equally among our friends. Can we do it? Come on, let's do that first. So you have divided the cookies into 4 equal parts. See, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And all the 4 of you are going to get 1 part from it. Yes? So all the 4 pieces together will make a full cookie. That is the whole. So how many pieces make the whole cookie? 4 pieces make the whole cookie because you have divided the cookie into 4 equal parts. And how many are you going to eat? You are going to eat 1 part from it, just 1 part. So what you are going to eat? The part which you take from the whole, that is 1. And how many parts make the whole? How many parts we have total? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Totally for making a whole full biscuit, we have 4 parts. So that will come down, and how many parts you are going to eat will come on the top. And so you have to write the fraction as 1 part by. That is 1 line of how many parts? 4. So what does a fraction mean once again? Fraction tells us the parts which we take out from the whole. So this is another fraction. We saw one fraction 1 by 2. We have seen another fraction 1 by 4. So what do you see in this? In this fraction there are 3 things. One is the line. And then there is 1 number on the top and 1 number in the bottom. Right? On the top and bottom there are 2 numbers and there is 1 line. So what does the top number say? It is the part which you are going to take out. And what is the bottom number say? It is the total number of parts in that which make the whole. So totally how many parts we had? We made it into 4 equal parts. So that is 4, and you are taking out how much? 1. So this is the fraction which you are eating. So there is a special name for the number which is on the top and for the number which is on the bottom. We always cannot say the top number, bottom number, you get confused. So we have a special name for that. You know what it is? The number on the top of the line is called numerator. Repeat after me. Numerator. Okay? And the number which is below or below the line, small line, or the total number of parts, that is called denominator. denominator. So all of you repeat. The number on the top is called the numerator and the number below is called the denominator. Done? Now you understood what is a fraction? A fraction tells us how many parts we take from the whole. And a fraction is written as a numerator by denominator. There are 2 parts in a fraction. One is above the line and one is below the line. The number above the line tells us what part we are taking from the whole, and the number below the line tells us the total number of parts in that whole object. So fraction, you are all thorough with fraction, numerator and denominator? Very good. I know that you have understood it very clearly. Now let us move on to the next concept. Welcome back, students. In the last class, we learned about fractions. Do you remember how many parts does a fraction have? A fraction has 2 main parts. The numerator, which is on the top, by the denominator. And what is a fraction? A fraction is the number of parts which we have from the whole. It tells us the number of parts which we take from the whole. Suppose you have a sheet of paper like this. This is a whole sheet of paper, right? Now, we can make into 2 equal parts. We can make this into equal parts. How? We can do it by folding the paper. If you have a piece of paper at your home, you can ask your mom for it, and you can also make a square piece of paper like this and fold it along with me. Will you do it? Come on, let's all fold this paper together. So first, I am going to fold this paper into 2 equal parts. Yes, after you fold and open it, you get 2 parts of the same paper which are equal. Right? So this is 1 part, this is 1 part, and totally we have 2 parts. Now this I am going to fold it again. Have made it into a small paper by folding it 2 times. Now when you open, you can see that there are 4 parts. Let me draw a line in these foldings so that you can see all the 4 parts clearly. So now the whole or the full paper we have divided into 4 equal parts. How many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the total number of parts will always come in the denominator. Right? So the denominator has to be the total number of parts which make the whole. Now let us take just one part from this and shade it. Okay? All of you take your color pencil and shade the top corner of this whole. Have you shaded the top part of this paper? So, there are 4 equal parts and we have shaded just one part out of it. So, what is the fraction for this? What is a fraction, by the way? Fraction tells us how many parts we have from the whole. So, here how many parts we have? We have one part, right? So, the numerator always should be the part which we are taking. We have taken this part and we have shaded it. We have taken just one part and shaded it. So, 1 by. What will be the denominator? It will be the total number of parts. That is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, here you write 4. Therefore, the fraction for this shaded portion is 1 by 4. Understand? Now, let us do another example. Now, let us take this sheet of paper. This is the whole. This is the full sheet of paper. I am going to fold this like this. That is, I am going to make one fold and draw a line in this folding. So, now tell me how many equal parts we have? We have made 2 parts from this whole. 1, 2. 2 parts. Now, let us shade this part alone. All of you take your color pencils out and shade one part of the paper. Have you finished shading? Now tell me, we have colored one part of the total 2 parts. 1, 2. So what is the fraction of this shaded part? How will you write it? Always you will write the fraction as numerator divided by denominator. So for this part, what will be the fraction? The numerator will be the shaded part. How many shaded parts we have? We have one shaded part. So 1. Small line by. And how many parts we have in total? 1, 2. So, the denominator will be total number of parts. That is 2. So, the fraction for this part is 1 by 2. See, these are different kinds of fractions. 1 by 2, 1 by 4 and so on. Let me show you another example. Now here is another piece of paper. I am going to divide this into 6 equal parts. All of you fold your paper. I have folded this piece of paper into 6 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now let us shade one of the middle portions. Okay? Come on, start. I have shaded the third portion in this 6 equal parts. Now let us write the fraction for this shaded portion. So, by now you all know how we will write the fraction. It will be numerator by denominator. So, how many parts have we shaded in this? We have shaded just one part. So, 1 on the top and then by how many equal parts are there in this whole? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we will write 6 in the denominator. Similarly, we can write 1 by 8, 1 by 10, etc. These fractions tell us that one part is shaded among the number of equal parts. In one, it is 2. There are 2 equal parts. In one paper, it was 4 equal parts. In another, it was 6 equal parts. And in another, there can be 8 or 10 equal parts. So, there is a special name for such fractions. The fractions which have 1 in the numerator. Did you notice? All these fractions have just one part which is shaded. So, they all have 1 in the numerator. They are called unit fractions. They are called unit fraction. What is a unit fraction? Unit fraction is a fraction which always has 1 in the numerator. Numerator means what? The number on the top. So, unit fraction always has 1 in the numerator. Now, let us learn about another type of fraction, that is non-unit fraction. The next one is the non-unit fraction. Unit fraction means one part of a whole, right? 1 divided by many parts, 2, 4 or 6. And the numerator will always be 1. But non-unit fraction means many parts of a whole, not 1. Numerator will not be 1. It can be 2, it can be 5, it can be 7, it can be 8, any number. Divided by the total number of parts. So, unit fraction and non-unit fraction. Let me show you some examples for the non-unit fraction. See this sheet of paper. We have divided it into 4 equal parts, right? Let us shade the first 2 parts of this. So, let us shade this part and this part. Now, let us write the fraction for the shaded parts. How many parts have we shaded? We have shaded 2 parts. So, the numerator will be 2. And how many parts do we have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, divided by 4. This is a non-unit fraction because the numerator is not 1 but it is 2. Suppose I shade one more part in this. Suppose I shade this part also. Now tell me how we can write the fraction for the shaded parts. How many parts have we shaded here? 1, 2 and 3. So we will write that in the numerator. 3. And how many parts do we have in total? We have 4 parts on total. So the fraction will be 3 shaded parts divided by 4 total parts. 3 by 4. This is also a non-unit fraction because the numerator is not 1. There are several parts. Now say this. We have 5 equal parts. Now let us shade 2 out of them. So what fraction will you write for this shaded part? You will write as 2 parts divided by total 5 parts. So the fraction is 2 by 5. Now I have shaded 4 parts out of the 5. So the fraction for this will be 4 by 5. So all these are non-unit fractions because the numerator is not 1 but it is many. There can be many non-unit fractions. We can write something like this: 3 by 7 or 5 by 9. All these are non-unit fractions. So unit fractions are the fractions which are one part of a whole, and non-unit fractions are the fractions which are many parts of a whole. Now let's do a small recap of what we have learned till now. Unit fraction and non-unit fraction. So I will write few fractions on the board and you have to tell me and identify whether it is a unit fraction or a non-unit fraction. Is it unit or non-unit? It is unit. Very good. Because 1 is the numerator. It is one part of 3 equal parts. Is this unit or non-unit fraction? It is a non-unit fraction. Why? Because the numerator is not 1, it is 2. There are 2 parts of the whole. So it is a non-unit fraction. Few more examples. 1 by 8. Unit. Very good. 1 by 16. Unit. Very good, because the numerator is 1. Four by 9. It is non-unit because the numerator has several parts. It is not 1, it has 4 parts. 6 by 13. It is non-unit. One by 11. Unit because the numerator is 1. I hope you all are thorough with the concept of unit fraction and non-unit fraction. In the next lesson, let us do some problems from our worksheet. Thank you, children. Bye-bye.